Hi, all my friends. Good afternoon. Today, Captain King here. I'm gonna introduce my very good friend, like a brother from another mother. His name is Ali Zavala. So, as his stage name and his real name is Daniel Zavala. So here he is here in Nepal to promote his new album, The Untold Story of Tugito. So now, Mr. Ali, today I'm gonna introduce you with Ali Zawala because he's amazing singer. I've seen him like singing live here in Nepal in Tamil. We are staying together from it's been 3-4 days we are together. So now first question I'm gonna ask you, Ali, like how did you get into singing and rapping? Like can you please explain me?
Yeah, sure. Kind of by mistake, really. Um, I wasn't really working on any music at the time this album began. I played a bit of music as a younger kid, as a teenager.
Alright.
Guitar, we had a band back then, but I was never the singer by uh, by any chance.
Any chance, yeah.
But I was, it was a couple of years ago. I moved in with an African guy, a guy from Mauritius, who was a music producer,
Alright.
and he was working on a lot of good music at the time. And just being in a quiet house, he gave the microphone to me one day, and basically turned the mic on to full maximum volume. So I didn't actually have to sing very much at all. I could sort of just speak into the mic and get my thoughts out, but it still sounded good. It sounded like had that deep, rich voice of a singer. So I wouldn't say what I do is really considered singing at all. I suppose it's well, rapping. I suppose is a better way to put it, as cliche as it sounds. But for a lot of the choruses and stuff like that on the album, where we did require some singing, some large vocals and vocal range, we hired singers for that. So I'm more of a storyteller, I guess. For me, it's more like folk music, and it's more about just getting the story across while trying to sound genuine and rich in the process. So yeah, kind of by accident, I suppose, is the best way to put it. Yeah, I met the right person, and it was just one of those instances where you do something for somebody, you give them a bed for the night, and they turn out to be an amazing
Yeah, it's all about like
creator
give
of
and take,
music.
give and take.
Yeah, and then you never know what kind of gifts someone just around the corner can have for you. So
Yeah, carry on. So now, the next question I'm going to ask is, like, what was the hardest thing about like finishing the album? Like you were facing.
um, just arguments, I suppose, between um,
At least
various. We're making a movie here.
Yeah, no,
What
no
kind of
problem.
interviewer are you? Are you going to
Alright,
put this
alright.
online? Or are you going to make a
Okay,
second
no,
one?
no problem.
Gee whiz. Um, yeah, so you made me lose my train of thought now. What was the question again?
What was the hardest thing about finishing the album you were facing?
Yeah, just personalities and differences and arguments. Um, people wanting to be involved, people wanting to be a little bit too much a part of what me and essentially Jimmy were doing. There was only two of us in the project ever. There was me and a guy from Mauritius who had moved to Australia, and it was always me and him. But a lot of people tried to get on the wagon as well and try to derail the project and steer it one way or steer it another way. Where it was really the album was just the relationship, the friendship I had with Jimmy, and we both had the exact same taste in music when we met, and it just came out of nowhere. I wouldn't even say it was hard to make the album, but because it all came naturally.
Alright.
He would just something had happened, and he'd feel the mood, and he'd write a beat, and then I'd sit there for 5 or 6 hours. And
So like all the lyrics are your own, right?
yeah, I wrote all the lyrics, and James wrote all the music, the composition, the piano, the strings. Yeah, 100% of the music was made by Jimmy, and about 99% of the lyrics was done by myself.
So now, like, can I ask you, will you and Jimmy make another album in future? Like, have you planned? Have
Uh,
you thought
I
something?
could definitely see it happening.
Yeah.
He's a very easy person to work with. We get along extremely well, and he just thinks like me in terms of music and the message you want to get across, and how to present it, and how to not present it. He's got that Creole, Caribbean sort of African real relationship to music that I think even us Anglo white people probably aren't that musical compared to the African people. They just get it. You know what I mean? So I definitely could see it happening. I'd like to make a second album, something a little bit more focused on Australian sounds, like the didgeridoo and some, Aboriginal singing, something like that, so people get a sense of where we come from and what kind of noises and vibrations come
Yeah,
out of the ground out there. So yeah, I definitely could see that happening, and I'd like to work with other artists too. And
yeah.
working with an Israeli guy at the moment on his album, doing some lyrics for him. So yeah, I could definitely see us making another album in
So
the
I
future.
like.
I'd look forward to it.
So now, like, why did you choose to launch your album in Nepal? Like, why only Nepal? Like, is there any connection with you?
Yeah, like I've done like I've travelled the world a lot,
All right.
and I've been to a lot of places, and I just got to say this is probably my favourite place on earth, my favourite people on earth.
Okay, that's the center place on
Yeah,
the world,
the
right?
most
You're living.
pleasing,
Yeah.
polite people on the planet. So
We meet like
and a great music scene is here too. You
Yeah.
walk around Tamil and there's talented bands on every corner playing till 2 in the morning, and Nepalese are just proud people. Whatever they do, they do it 100% well. Whether that's cooking or playing music or taking you up a mountain, they're very.
So like other than music, like what all kind of hobbies you have? Like
I
what
like
all
to
you
keep active. I do a lot of sport. I do a lot of climbing.
what kind of sports like?
I do a lot of rock climbing and
Trekking and
mountain
all.
trekking,
Yeah.
rock climbing with ropes.
I heard like you got hurt in your foot and like
Yeah,
yeah,
I did.
and just went
I went
for the
trekking with
and you got hurt
badly
in
lacerated
Australia,
feet.
right? You got hurt this
Yeah,
Australia.
and I just had to go trekking to get into the fresh air.
Yeah.
So I did have pretty bad feet walking up there. I did a lot of the trek barefoot.
I really.
It's just the
Salute
Australian
you.
way.
I really salute you, brother. Like it's very hard to track with like that kind of I'll show like people.
Anything, any sport's
Yeah.
good though. Yeah, surfing, boxing.
You love boxing as well.
Yeah,
You
not professionally, but yeah, we definitely had to
So like
know how to
and,
box where I grew up.
and surfing, like as you're saying surfing. See, you
Surf.
can't surf in Nepal because there's
No,
no
but
ocean.
we are hoping to build a new skate park here
Yeah,
in
but you
Nepal.
can do rafting and all in Nepal as well.
One project we're working on in Nepal as well
Okay.
with the music is hoping to get a new skate park built.
The new skate park,
Skateboarding park.
skateboarding park.
Yeah,
Okay.
somewhere in
So that
Kathmandu.
so that we can teach the young generation that
Yeah.
there's a
And
sport,
lead them onto the-
there's a sports game as
Yeah.
a skating
Exactly
skateboard
right.
as well. And we can we don't need a car or bike. We can easily like travel if the road are completely plain. Then we can travel in skates, man.
That's
Yeah,
the
really.
dream.
That's a
That's what
dream,
I'd like
man.
to see. A whole
Yeah, I would,
nation of
yeah.
Nepalese skateboarders.
Yes,
That's what I hope
yeah,
to see in 10 years. Anyway,
Anyway, so like
been a good interview.
yeah. So now here Ali Zavala he will just gonna sing few lines of his album The Untold Story of Tequila. So yeah, can you please sir for the for your fans for the public, can you please sing a like small line?
I've been sipping, I've been tripping, hitting the lip and skinny dipping, like the old court jester or Uncle Fester. I'm still waking, baking, it's the only thing that stops the shaking. My skin is smooth and yours is flaking. I am here for the taking, no faking. You got no idea what I've been making. We could pull in 15K a week, but not much sleep anyway. That game is for the weak. You get tucked in. I used to get sucked in.
So okay, so guys, okay, see you. So please, subscribe this video, and please, like, and please click the bell button as well. All right, Ali Zavala, bye bye.
Bye bye.